All right, Shalom. Kahalayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers from his work. The truth is here. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the Spirit with another lesson. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. Verse 2 says, God is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. So the Lord is going to execute vengeance upon his enemies, which his top enemy right now is the nation of Edom. And even his own fucking people are his top enemy. You know, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, 66.6% of our people are enemies to the Most High, man. You know? And the Lord is going to execute vengeance upon them because of all of their wickedness and all of their sins. Esau and also the other nations and our own people. It says Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he says, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. What the scripture says? Wicked for the day of evil. This is the book of Proverbs 16:4. It says, Yahweh hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the wicked ultimately is talking about Esau and our people, man. You know, our people are wicked as all hell too. And the Lord reserved a special day for them. That's what's known as Jacob's trouble. You know, a lot of our people are going to have to die on this side, man, because the Lord is going to kill them. The Lord said he's going to cut them off, man. 2/3, 66.6% of our people. Zechariah 13:8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. Why is the Lord cutting off 2/3 of his own people? What happened in the past when we came out of the land of Egypt? Our people will continue in the wickedness that they learned in Egypt, and they wanted to continue in the wicked ways of Egypt. You know, the 40 years in the wilderness, the Lord had to kill off our people in the wilderness. Why? Because they was being ignorant and hard-hearted, man. They was worshiping a golden calf. They was complaining and murmuring against the Lord, and the Lord just started killing them off in the wilderness, man. You know, they was being wicked. So the Lord said, I ain't finna deal with the 2/3 in the second Exodus, which is known in this society in America. It's going to be known as the second Exodus. The Lord is going to do the same thing he did in the old days. He's going to kill off the 2/3 at that time. He killed off the 2/3, and this time he's going to kill off the 2/3. You know, if you read the book of Numbers, you will clearly see why the Lord spent, 40 years, our people spent 40 years in the wilderness, because he was killing off those wicked ass Israelites that wanted to continue and go back to Egypt. You know, they kept murmuring and complaining against the Lord. So the Lord killed their ass off. So the Lord is going to do the same thing in this time. The scripture says what? The Lord, I am the Lord, I change not. So he don't change. Those wicked ass niggas back then are the same spirits that are back here now, doing the same shit they did back then. And they don't want to disconnect from this Egypt, just like they didn't want to leave the old Egypt. So the Lord is just going to kill them. This is Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in the last, that in all the land, that means everywhere Israel is scattered at, said Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein, which the third is talking about the elect, the men that the Lord, ultimately wants. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined. We're going through that fire, adversity. That's that fire. The acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. It says, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. Sirach 2 and 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you got to be acceptable for your Yahweh Shem Shah. That means you got to offer up the right, proper sacrifice, man. You know? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 verse 6, it says, as gold in the fire, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. So we're that sacrifice, you know? We are that sacrifice. We're that offering. First Peter 1 and 7. It says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So we're gonna go through that fire. We're gonna go through that trial, because it's just part of the territory, man. Job 23 and 10, it says, but he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. So we are that, the men that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah are that tried gold, man. Because when you put fire upon gold, it purifies it. It gets all the impurities out of it, you know. So that's why we have to go through that fire, because the Lord has to get all the impurities out of us. The ways of this world have to be cooked, baked out of us, man. You know, tried out of us. We got to put off this world in the carnality of it. We have to be transformed in our minds, in our spirits, in our hearts, man. And we gotta come under the wing of Yahweh Shem Shah, and depend on his mercy and depend on his judgment, other than taking matters into our own hands and executing judgment upon our, you know, with our own hands. We let the Lord deal with it, you know, when we depend fully on him, you know. So I got a precepts proving that we're that gold, and the trials that we go through is that fire. Zechariah 13 and 9 again, I will try them. It's like I will bring the third part, which is the elect, through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name. That's the key, that you need to know the name of the Lord. And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. So we're gonna go through trials in this truth. We just gotta, you know, continue to fight and believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah. Let's go back to the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 1. It's like verse 2. It says, the Most High is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserve his wrath for his enemies. We already proved that. Verse 3, it says, Yahweh is slow to anger and in great in power. And we're going to see that power in these last days. We're going to see the true power of Yahweh Shem Shah first hand. We're going to witness it. We see it with our own eyes. It says, and will not at all acquit the wicked. So let's go to that word acquit. It says the word acquit means to repay, to reciprocate, to reward, or retaliate for. So the Lord is not gonna let you off. It says satisfy a debt, to redeem a pledge. Let's keep reading. It says to pay up, settle a claim. So the Lord is not gonna acquit you. He's not gonna let you get away scot-free. It says from the French acquitter, which means from a to free, to clear. From medieval Latin quittis, from Latin quitius, free. So the Lord's not going to let you go free from all the shit you done. It says free from war, debts, etc. Also, calm, resting, to rest, to be quiet. Which the best definition means to free. To relieve someone of an obligation, release from a pledge. And the Lord is not going to release you from your debt that you owe. It says, hence the meaning, set accused person free from charges. You're not free from charges, Esau. You're guilty of all charges. And the Lord is going to execute that judgment, which is going to come by thermonuclear fire. And after that, you're going right into slavery. It says, pronounce not guilty. And you're guilty, man. The scripture says what? You'll count yourself now. You hold yourself not guilty. But in the eyes of the Lord, you're guilty. Real quick. Numbers 35 and 31. It says, moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer. So you can't take nothing. You can't take no bribes. You can't take no, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You can't take nothing for the life of a murderer. You know, he can't get away scot-free. It says, which is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death. So you gotta pay for what you've done. Zechariah 11 and 5, it says, who possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So these devils count themselves not guilty, but in the eyes of the Lord, they're 100% guilty, and they're not going to get away. They might can escape man's justice, but they're not going to escape from Yahweh Bashim Shah's justice. Okay, the word acquit means to pronounce not guilty of criminal charges, which Esau, you're not going to be acquitted. You know, you're guilty. So let's go back. Nahum chapter 1, verse 3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in a storm, and the clouds of the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bashan languishes, and Carmel and the flower of Lebanon languishes. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Right? Because the Lord is all powerful and all knowing. So the Lord has dominion over all of these things. What you mean to tell me he don't have dominion over you? Verse 6, it says, who can stand before his indignation? What does indignation mean? Let's get it. The word indignation means fury, rage, disrespect. Indignation, displeasure. A provocation calls to indignation. I'm looking for it. Where's it at? Righteous would be righteous anger. Well, we're angry or displeased at. And what the Lord is angry and displeased at Esau and against his own people because of the things that they have done and the sins they have committed. Okay, the word indignation says a feeling of righteous anger. There it goes. So indignation means righteous anger, and that's what the Lord has towards his people and towards Esau, because the Lord is he's upset about what Esau has done to our people. So the Lord is going to execute his indignation via fire, thermonuclear war. Nahum 1 and 6, it says, who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Yahweh is good and a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. And who are those men? Those souls are the elect. The men that trust in him are referring to the elect, man. Those are the only men that's going to trust in him. Verse 8. Verse 8, it says, but with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. He's going to have a flood of fire in these days, man. You know, verse 9 says, what do ye imagine against Yahweh? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. So after this, it's not going to happen again, man. You know, after we get out of this society, because the scripture says in Leviticus, this is the last one, man. This is the last captivity. We're not going to serve these our enemies anymore, man. You know. So after this society goes down, we're not going to suffer anymore, man. We're going to be in a good case. So with that, man, Lord, will you verse edified with this quick lesson through the Spirit? I'm going to close out by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bahashim, Kakodash, double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Great Millstone. Bless, peace, love, and salutations to the birth of this work and truth and sincerity. Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Wa Abad Baba, Wa Abad Adawam. Shalom. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Shalom.